everyone, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Shavuot recipe for you guys. If you don't know about the Jewish holiday of Shavuot, it falls 7 weeks after Passover and it commemorates the Jewish people receiving the Torah or the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. So it's a very special, meaningful holiday, and it's traditional to eat dairy foods on this holiday. So that's why I wanted to make these Blintzes for you guys. This is actually a South African Jewish recipe. That's where my family comes from, and this recipe has been handed down from generation to generation, and I definitely have memories of my grandmother making it. It originally comes from Sari magazine in South Africa, if anyone knows about that. And yeah, this is definitely not like a 10-minute quick fix recipe. This is one of those like traditional ones, but I really want to see if I can make it for you guys. And yeah, so let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I make videos about being a Jewish mom and minimalism with kids, so definitely hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more. Okay, let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna get started with is making the dough. So Blintzes are like a little mini crepes, almost filled and wrapped in a different way than a traditional crepe, but that's sort of like the texture and taste of the dough. So to make the dough, you need 2 eggs, flour, sugar, milk, water, oil, and brandy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is mix the ingredients for the dough together. I'm going to crack the eggs, and then I'm going to put in half a cup of milk and half a cup of water. And I'm going to whisk these together. It's also great if your ingredients can be at room temperature, so I like to leave them out in the morning on the day I'm going to cook. Okay, then to this mixture I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil and 1 teaspoon of the brandy. And you can really smell that brandy. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is add 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of flour. And then once it's incorporated, I like to use a whisk just to make sure there's no lumps from the flour. And then this dough is going to stand for about an hour, and while I have this resting, I'm going to make the filling. So if you're nervous about making Blintzes dough, I also just want to add, you can buy something like this in a supermarket. This is just crepes, 9-inch French crepes ready to use. Because yeah, the dough can be a little bit intimidating, so definitely if you want to make this type of recipe but don't want to take it to that level, you can just buy the crepes ready to go and still make the filling and make the Blintzes. So for the filling, I'm just going to be using 8 ounces of cream cheese softened to room temperature, a 1/4 cup of raisins, an egg yolk, the zest of an orange, some powdered sugar or icing sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, brown sugar, and then this is another South African component. If you have Vonderham liqueur, it's like a tangerine liqueur from South Africa, that's what you really should use. I'm again just going to use the brandy. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is blanch the raisins. So I've got a half a cup of like pretty hot to boiling water. I'm just gonna put the raisins in them to soften them. Okay, then I'm gonna separate the egg yolk from the egg whites. And the way I like to do this is I just break the eggshell apart and hold on to it, going back and forth so that the egg whites slide out. Okay, then I put the yolk in the bowl, and then I wash my hands. Okay, so I'm gonna open the cream cheese and mix it with the egg yolk. And because it's softened to room temperature, it'll mix pretty easily. Okay, then I'm gonna zest 1 orange. It should be about a tablespoon or so, but I'm not gonna measure it. Okay, now I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup of icing sugar and a teaspoon of my brandy. Then I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then once this is nicely combined, you're just gonna add in the raisins. You're just gonna drain off the excess water on them. Okay, so that's the filling mixture all ready to go. It smells amazing, and now we just gotta get on to making our Blintz pancakes. Okay guys, so I've been testing out the batter, making the little pancake crepe things, and I seriously just had the most emotional experience tasting them because I'll show you guys one of my flops, my first ones, but this is like what the dough looks like, and I tasted it. I was like, it just blew me away because I have not tasted that like flavor texture combination, I'm pretty sure, since my grandma was alive. And it's been, I mean, well, like since she cooked them for me, I would say it's at least been over 10 years, if not closer to like maybe 15 or 20 years, somewhere in between that. So yeah, I'm just really blown away because I don't know if anyone's ever had that experience with food before. I know like smells and stuff bring back memories, but that was really crazy for me. So yeah, if you guys have recipes like that or have ever had an experience like that, let me know. Okay, so let me show you guys what I've got going on. So I'm using a non-stick pan. This is actually called a green pan. Some non-stick pans have pretty bad chemicals in them, so that's why I'm using this one. So yeah, if you want your crepes to come out like perfectly, you definitely, I think, need to use a non-stick pan unless you are like super talented. So once the butter and oil starts to boil or it starts to bubble, you know it's hot enough, and you just put in a tiny bit of the batter, and then just let it go around the pan, and yeah, it'll turn into a pancake in a matter of seconds. So you really want to watch it for those little bubbles to know you can take it out. It doesn't need to cook on both sides, just on one side, and then it's ready. Okay, so you can see it's totally cooked through and it's like coming off the bottom of the pan. That's how you know it's ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try and get them a little bit thinner and a little bit easier off the pan. Like I said, I know it's because I don't have a real non-stick pan that's a little bit more challenging, but like I said, this is not a quick recipe and I'm really enjoying this process. So yeah, I just wanna be honest with you guys. You just need a little bit of patience and maybe even a little bit of skill. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so I finished making my little crepe pancakes, and yeah, after a few tries it actually got really easy, and like I said, you just kind of have to be patient with it, but it was fun. It was like, you know, a new kitchen skill. So yeah, so now I'm just going to fill them. They're super easy to work with now, and I'm just gonna put the filling inside, wrap them up in like little parcels, and then put them in a baking dish. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and they're just gonna cook in there for 15 minutes. Okay, so I put about 2 spoonfuls of the filling in, and then I'm just going to wrap up my little Blintzes parcel. So yeah, it looks like that, and I'm gonna put it in the baking dish. Okay, so this is what the little Blintzes parcels look all wrapped up, and I'm just going to sprinkle them with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar before popping them in the oven. So I'm here in my garden about to taste my Blintzes. They've just come out of the oven, and I thought it'd be nice to enjoy one with a cup of tea while I'm sitting out here. It's such a nice day, and Shavuot is also a holiday that's part of like the spring season. Here goes. Wow, that it really is amazing. I really don't think any Blintzes from like the freezer section or anything can compare to this. Yeah, I'm really blown away. This is amazing. It's just like how my grandma used to make it. So yeah, like I said, if anyone ever had like a food memory like that, definitely let me know in the comments. And if you try this recipe, definitely let me know that too. I hope you guys like this traditional South African Jewish Blintzes recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!